its 95-year history, La Liga has never hosted a match outside of Spain. However, this could all be about to change. On the 21st of October 2024, the Daily Mail published an article revealing that La Liga could play its first ever match in the USA as early as December. However, with clubs generating record revenues, why is the league's president advocating for such a drastic change? And given fan sentiment towards major changes to European football, how close are we really to league games being played in the States?
It's a matter of time now for when the Premier League do it.
It seems to me it's a no-brainer.
This will be another step towards the alienation of football fans from the game.
The recent attempt to bring European League football matches to the United States isn't the first. In 2008, the Premier League proposed adding one extra match to its 38-game season, which would be hosted in a neutral venue across East Asia, the Middle East and North America. The proposal, however, was met with swift opposition from managers, supporters groups and, eventually, the FA. The idea of playing domestic league games abroad was scrapped until 2018, where US-based promoter Relevant Sports struck a deal with La Liga to host Barcelona vs Girona in Miami. The then president of the Royal Spanish Football Federation, Luis Rubiales, disputed the idea, stating that any deal with Relevant Sports was worthless without the federation's approval. Furthermore, FIFA blocked the idea altogether, stating that official domestic games must be staged in the league's home territory. This proposal was, of course, shelved, but given that it was blocked by several key figures, why has it now resurfaced?
After weeks of controversy, Luis Rubiales on Sunday resigned as president of the Spanish Football Federation.
After he kissed a player on the lips following the Women's World Cup final.
The resignation of Rubiales removed one barrier given how strongly he opposed the idea to hold La Liga games in the USA. But what about the major obstacle in FIFA? Well, after FIFA blocked the proposal, Relevant Sports, the US promoter advocating for the idea, filed a lawsuit against FIFA, alleging that they and the US Soccer Federation conspired to block Relevant Sports from hosting regular season matches featuring foreign clubs in the United States, therefore violating US antitrust laws aimed at preventing unfair collusion and monopolies. Now, this lawsuit was filed in 2019 and had been simmering in the background since, but on the 8th of April 2024, Relevant Sports dropped FIFA in the lawsuit, stating the decision was made while FIFA considers its changes to its existing rules about whether games can be played outside of a league's home territory. And the following month, FIFA announced that it would set up an independent group to review the block on domestic league games being played internationally. The group would be tasked with gauging the impact this would have on players and fans. We don't know what the group has found, if anything, yet, but it does bring us to the current day, where La Liga president Javier Tebas is adamant that games will be played abroad soon. If not this season, he's targeting the next.
Vamos a ver cuándo lo podemos hacer, ojalá pueda ser la temporada que viene o la otra. Cuanto antes está, pero va a ser Miami.
Okay, so we've established that the president of La Liga wants to take games across to the USA, and given recent events, there is a genuine possibility that this could be on the horizon. But why do they want to do this? In the 22-23 season, La Liga clubs generated an average of €177 million in revenue from commercial, matchday and broadcasting income. On top of this, the league's top teams are able to compete in European Cup competitions, with the average side competing in the Champions League earning €68 million in prize money alone. And with revenues increasing season on season, these figures look really good, so what's the issue?
Balotelli, Aguero!
In the 22-23 season, Southampton received €124 million from the Premier League for finishing bottom of the table. Such a figure would see them placed third amongst La Liga sides in terms of prize money. And to make matters worse for La Liga, this revenue gap between the two leagues is only increasing.
There is no comparison in terms of what other teams can spend around the world compared to what the Premier League is able to spend.
The increasing disparity results in the Premier League being able to offer higher wages and transfer fees for players, resulting in the majority of top talents across Europe heading to England. In fact, 60% of La Liga players sold in the 21-22 season made the switch to England. And this isn't an outlier, with other recent seasons showing similar figures. The Premier League has become increasingly competitive, with high quality throughout the league and the biggest names on the pitches. This creates a viewing experience that is like no other, attracting audiences that other leagues cannot compete with, which further increases commercial and TV spend, which means higher budgets for teams, which means they can continue to buy the best players from other leagues. I mean, this is a loop, a cycle of increasing revenues that other leagues just simply cannot keep up with. A cycle that, in Tebas's view, needs to be broken. The Euro 2020 final received an average viewership of 9.4 million Americans, which is particularly impressive considering the NBA finals that year achieved an average of 9.9 million and the Copa America final only averaged 5.3. Furthermore, it's estimated that there are 88 million soccer fans in the USA, with 42% of them undecided about which team to support. So, European football is incredibly popular in the States, and a large proportion of fans don't support a particular team, which Tebas views as an opportunity to grow La Liga's brand.
El partido dura 90 minutos, pero lo que es todo lo que vamos a vivir de un partido oficial aquí va a durar semanas, incluso meses.
If La Liga are able to get the go-ahead, this could spark a flurry of leagues, all looking to take their games overseas and broaden their fan bases, all competing to draw the most eyes to their matches, and with it, money. Questions will be raised over the ethics of prioritising the international fan over the local, but whether we like it or not, football clubs at the highest level have become global institutions, and it will be hard for them to ignore this. The days of a football club representing a town or a small corner of London might be waning, as both clubs and leagues seek new ways to increase revenues. I suppose we'll have to wait and see if Tebas's grand plan to take La Liga overseas will come to fruition, but if it does, it won't happen without backlash.
This will be another step towards the alienation of football fans from the game.